Good morning, everybody. This is Bart Winkler Show. The Packers lose to the Buccaneers. Pretty lame, pretty dumb. Not like super excited about it at all. Again, I'm Bart Winkler. It's the Bart Winkler Show. Tampa Bay comes into Lambeau and wins 34-20. If you look at how these last few weeks have gone, it would have almost been better had the Packers maybe lost to Detroit and then lost to Kansas City and then beat the Giants and beat Tampa Bay, because at least like then we're like, that makes more sense. This doesn't make a lot of sense how things have played out these last couple of weeks, and the Packers looked really, really good, and now they're looking really, really bad again. Back in like the day with TV shows, sometimes TV shows would be aired out of order. Like they would make the production on them and there'd be like a storyline, but then they'd be aired out of order for whatever reason, if they wanted the Christmas show on this night or whatever. And so sometimes you'd see like things that didn't make sense. Like there was a character there, but the character already died, or the character already left, or this couple that had broken up were like back together because they aired out of order in time. What I'm saying is it feels like these games belong back in October, back at a different part of the season, and not here. We've progressed. We've gotten better. We have figured out some things, and it seems like that has not been the case as the Packers again lose to the Buccaneers. So a lot coming out of this one. I think the main storyline is that Joe Barry needs to go. We've talked about him a lot this year. It hasn't been great. They did do better. The defense did do better. And then it got back to this again, out of order. There seemed to be some progress, and then that kind of went away. So I think what we're looking at here is Joe Barry, unless the Packers prove us wrong and continue this again, because this is probably something that should have happened last year. But let's play under the assumption. I like to say that. Let's play under the assumption that Joe Barry gets fired. I don't believe that will happen today. I don't believe that will happen Monday. I don't believe that will happen throughout the week. Maybe somehow it does. I don't think that that's going to be the case. I think what the Packers are going to do is hang on to him, just ride it out. There's, 3 games left. I think what they're going to do is what LaFleur is going to do is continue to have that cover. He's got Joe Barry protection. He's got Joe Barry protection, because there were some things, in this game, like, wasn't great. It was either I didn't like the field goal when they went down 27-20. I thought they should have gone for it. You were assuming there that you were going to get a stop, and that you weren't going to get a stop. So I didn't like that. I thought Love played like he did against the Giants, where it was a rocky start and he was missing some throws, and there were a couple of guys like in the same spot again. And then he got better. So there was that. There was the use of Aaron Jones, really strong use of Aaron Jones in the beginning of this game. And then he kind of disappeared. There was a lot of screen passes that went behind the sticks. The one time Patrick Taylor, I think, 2 plays in a row, 2-yard reception for a loss. So the whole thing was just not a good game. And they lost. And we could talk playoff positioning and that kind of stuff, but I think what stinks is that in the last 4 games, they beat the 2 teams they shouldn't have, and they lost to the 2 teams that they should have beaten. The Sean O'Connell from his basement, from mine to yours. I almost had to do a living room show today because my legs, I did my first workout in like forever, and it was a very remedial workout, but my God, like I cannot walk. My thighs are killing me, but I made it down here. I just wanted to brag that I work out now one time, but now I can say it. Nothing like going to the gym. But what's best about going to the gym is telling people you went to the gym.
Absolutely. I'm proud of you, Bart, for making the commitment. That's a good thing. It's a good thing because one thing about exercising, Bart Winkler, is that you can't out-train a bad diet. However, going to the gym, you'll start making healthier choices so you don't feel like shit if you're on the Stairmaster and that kind of thing. You'll make better dietary decisions. So I'm proud of you, pal.
You did like
I really
a scan on me and my body age is 7 years older than my actual body, my actual age. So I gotta get that number down.
Okay, well, that's good motivation. I'm glad that they have some kind of negative reinforcement, that it's not all just, but that's great. And yeah, so speaking of dietary choices, par for the show. Would anybody mind if I just start eating the loudest chips available on the market? I mean, and why not that? And then also too, I have a light bulb, a fluorescent light bulb that I could just smash on the concrete floor down here. It seems like a weird rule on our recycling center that you would have to have your light bulbs pre-smashed, but I'll go ahead and do it because that won't make any noise at all for the good people at home.
Well, this is a good day to do it. You got something else? What?
Oh, yeah. I'm in the Wanakee area's amateur production of Stomp. So I'll just give you guys a quick rendition of some of the Stomp songs with my 5-gallon bucket. Why not? Oh my God.
This is a good day to do all this. I love the bit. Well done. But this is a good day to do it because you can turn that basement of yours into one of those, like, those rooms they have where you can pay to just go break a bunch of shit.
Yes, yes.
That should be your basement after this
basement for that. Got my good friend, the heavy bag there from the good people of Milwaukee's own Combat Corner. So if you're looking to take your striking game up a few notches, check out Combat Corner, where you'll get professional results for amateur prices.
All right, I'm going to bill them. So what do you think about the game?
It was just your assessment is 100% accurate. More of what we had been seeing in the earlier part of the season. The only surprise is that we allowed ourselves to believe that it wouldn't happen anymore. That was it. That was the writing was on the wall of how this was going to end. I mean, Tampa Bay's offense found a way to get the ball to whoever Devondre Campbell was covering. That's end of story.
I got some comments here on YouTube. Garrett wants to know why Packer fans always blame the defensive coordinator when the players flat out suck.
That's a good point. Yes.
Well, no. I mean, we don't have like the 85 Bears, but a lot of this, like, all the Buccaneers ever needed to do was spread out wide, spread the guys out. They've got Chris Godwin on a linebacker. There was deficiencies in the Packers game plan that the Buccaneers quickly discovered and then exploited easily. If Chris Godwin is able to continually get past Devondre Campbell on routes, yes, I can say, boy, I wish Devondre Campbell was better at covering Chris Godwin, or I can realize Chris Godwin is a great receiver and Devondre Campbell is a linebacker and he shouldn't be covering him consistently. Like, you think of all these slot receivers, like you need a slot corner, you need a nickel corner, you need somebody that can match up against him. You got the offensive lineman against the defensive lineman. You got the linebackers against the running backs. You should have like the cornerbacks and safeties against the wide receivers. You could like match up with the build of these people. A linebacker on Chris Godwin throughout the night is a Joe Barry problem. It's not a Devondre Campbell problem, no matter what the issue is.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with what you said. However, I think we are at the point of this season, as particularly with injuries, where when you look at the possibilities of how you can defend on the spread, when Tampa Bay does spread, what is the best option? I mean, we saw Eric Stokes out there a little bit today. I wouldn't call his performance stellar. No Jair Alexander. So, as much as I hate seeing Devondre Campbell out there on the slot wide receiver, where else, at some point, there is no other option. Like Norm Macdonald and Hot Take Jake will say, you have your choice of shit and fucking shit. And right now, I think Devondre Campbell, as much as I don't like seeing him out there on a wide receiver, he was the shit. There was a fucking shit solution that Joe Barry didn't take. So it's just a big shit sandwich, and we're all going to have to keep taking bites of it until this season is over and the organization does something else. That's all there is to it. And I'm going to go to a live nativity in a few minutes, but it was great seeing your face, Bart Winkler, and I did want to throw in a bit there. I know you like bits, and, I did my best. I'm not good at stuff.
Sean O'Connell, great seeing you.
All right, Merry Christmas if I don't see you.
Merry Christmas, buddy.
Love you, pal.
That's the Sean O'Connell. Quick reminder, I'll get to some more comments, some more people. Happy Place Hemp, promo codes BART, 25% off every order. HappyPlaceHemp.com is where you want to go. You get 25% off every single order on the gummies, the THC gummies, the CBD, CBN gummies, the tinctures, the balms. Going to take some tonight to help me get some shut-eye. Otherwise, I'll be just laying there thinking of all the Joe Barry mistakes over and over and over again. This is a problem. Matt LaFleur needs to address it, the whole Joe Barry thing. But Happy Place Hemp, promo codes BART, 25% off. Get your stocking stuffers. Man, what do I get my brother-in-law? What do I get my mom? What do I get my dad? Go just get a little tin, put it in there, get a little sample pack, have them check it out. So they'll get it to you. They were on the news. I saw Chris on Channel 4. Chris was on Channel 4. They were doing stories about holiday shipping times, but these guys have been very good at getting them out there. And make sure you maybe order early in the week, and then you'll be good to go. But Happy Place Hemp, again, free shipping. You can stop by in Muskego if you'd like. Otherwise, free shipping. HappyPlaceHemp.com. Promo code is BART. One thing I want to say about LaFleur, I'll bring in Hot Take Jake. And I think Tack is here somewhere, so I'll bring him in when he's ready. I got a gray screen on him. I saw him, I think he was plunging a toilet, which I'm not sure if that was a bit or if just that's his thing that he's doing today, because this is always everybody's second option. When Matt LaFleur got hired, it seemed like Matt LaFleur got hired and it was like there was no other choices. They went through everything. It was their last interview. He got hired. And it feels like they did the same thing with Joe Barry. And they knew each other from different circles, whatever. This was a bad hire from the start. They need to fire him. I don't think they are going to again this week, but I do feel like that will happen. It has to now before the end of the season, after the end of the year, whether they turn it around or not. You don't think Joe Barry gets fired at all, Jake?
Nope.
Why?
Well, first, I'd like to start off by bringing up a young man that comes on this show who had such an incredible take a few weeks back when he said, this team does whatever is the opposite of what you want them to do. So I was all in on just losing for the sake of many, many reasons. And then they go on this run. They play their best football against two tough teams. And I'm like, okay, the standings show it. You guys got me. I'm all the way back in. And then we get 2 weeks of this. And I learned a lesson. And I know I'm always right. So why would I question myself? People are going to talk about Joe Barry, and he's awful. He's maybe the worst coordinator in the league. And when you consider his track record, that he's never had success, maybe one of the worst coordinators of all time. But to me, it's like...
He was on a team that went 0-16.
Right. To me, it's like if you have a pit bull, or I shouldn't say pit bull because that's not right to single them out, but if you have a dog and it keeps biting kids, you can't be mad at the dog. The dog is doing what the dog knows. Be mad at the parents. Matt LaFleur is Joe Barry's dad in all of this. He is as culpable for this as anyone because everybody has seen this. All we have is shit to look at for the last few years with him as defensive coordinator. And LaFleur is loyalty it's loyalty for the sake of loyalty. And to me, if he can look at that and be like, no, we're going to stick with him, that tells me he is not an NFL head coach. He doesn't have the balls, or he's too emotional, or he's just too loyal to somebody that is actively hurting his team every single week. So I don't care about fire Joe Barry. Fire Matt LaFleur. He's not the guy.
Well, what'll happen here is Barry's going to get fired in the offseason, and then LaFleur's going to get fired after next season.
Why do we think he's going to get fired?
I don't know. Maybe he won't get fired. Was that a whoopee cushion?
No, that was me in my lips I pursed my lips about the Joe Barry offseason firing. He should be fired tomorrow.
But he won't be.
But I get it. But he should be. I mean, like
this was as bad as, when we watched the Chargers the other night and everyone knew you had to fire Brandon Staley. This is the same thing. He's got to go. He's got to go. And there's a lot of people in the comments, and I'll continue to get to some of these, but there's a lot of people in the comments that are really trying to focus the Joe Barry discussion and put it back on the players. And like, the players are not as bad as what you saw today. They are being put in bad situations. Is this an all-pro defense? No, but to even have any part of you, and I'm sorry if you've been saying this, but if you're in the comments, or if you're thinking, if there's any part of you that is thinking, if you're listening to this wherever, and you're thinking, gosh, they're being a little hard on Joe Barry, like, then what is wrong with you? He is bad. He is atrocious. And the Bucks could use, Tack, and I'll get to you, the Bucks could use the Packers could use the Bucks situation. Why isn't anybody going to LaFleur and being like, hey, do this differently, like the Bucks did to Griffin? Be like, hey, this guy fucking sucks. Stop putting us in these positions. Team. And then Tack disappeared.
Later, Tack. I'm glad you brought that up, Bart, because I did see a lot of vitriol against the players, but to me, it's like, you're not putting these guys in a position to make winning plays. They draft nothing but athletes and aggressive guys that are fast and strong. And then you watch the scheme, and it's like, unless you're one of the 3 or 4 guys that rush the quarterback, you are coached to like backpedal and just stand there. It makes no sense. There's no aggression.
There are a lot of coordinators that could come in, and with this defense, if you look at this defense fully healthy on paper, there's a lot of coordinators that would come in here and have this as a top 10 defense without problem. This is, I mean, I thought, I'd log on and we'd have a shit on Joe Barry session for anyone to be talking about how the players, I don't understand it. I don't get it. I'm really kind of fascinated at it. Tom says 452 total yards. Is that enough to settle this coaching staff? Can't say it's just Barry because LaFleur's allowing it to happen. Jake, to your point, LaFleur last week then was like saying some negative things in the press conferences about Joe Barry. But again, he's the one that hired him. So it's not like you were the one that hired him. This is your problem. Don't try to like talk through the media and say you don't like some of these things. This is your guy. It's an extension of you. It's your decision. Tack, before you vanished, what did you have to say?
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, I didn't hear your opening monologue, but like the whole, like Joe, it was terrible. The whole Preston Smith dropping back into coverage thing against Chris Godwin. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Chris Godwin was open every single play. He could have had 42 receptions for 300 yards. Like it was pathetic. And I don't even care who is our defensive coordinator tomorrow, but it should not be Joe Barry. Like, it was so bad. Today was so bad. And like, I've been a Joe Barry apologist for all year, probably last year too. But like, this was so bad. This is not a good team. They have Baker Mayfield throwing the ball. Like, granted, he played okay. Sure. They had a decent running game, but like, man, it's pathetic. I don't know where we go from here, but I don't care where we go. I think I'm back on like Team Tank. Like at this point,
it's too late for that. There's no point.
It's not. No, it's not. They are in the mix for top 5.
No. I will get too mad. Don't even. We're not debating between pick 13 and 18 today. I will get too fucking mad.
You're wrong.
No. Please, I'm going to kick you off. If you say another word about it, I'm kicking you off. Please don't. I'm not doing fucking Tank. I'm not doing Tank. We got the Carolina Panthers next week.
Well, fine.
What about lose with gusto? Can we do that?
Them?
I'm not doing lose with gusto. That I'm not a fan of either for Q. Let me read Stalis Tom's 3 points. Since Tim's not here for his shakeaways. Sorry I got mad, but I don't do it. Here's Stalis Tom's shakeaways.
I'm going to do it.
Dallas Tom says, I'm not looking forward to Bryce Young's career game next week. He also says the difference between Barry and Todd Bowles is like bologna and filet. And John Runyon should be working an office job. Those are the Stalis Tom takeaways. Austin's here. Austin, what's up with you? We got Hot Take Jake, Tack, and Austin.
We're not doing this tank bullshit. I'm telling you that right now. No, we're winning out, baby. We're going on a run.
And then what?
Who cares?
The playoffs.
What, 9-8? You can make the playoffs still.
I'll look at the playoff picture in a minute. The Browns have executed somewhat of a comeback on the Chicago Bears, who we also need to worry about. So I'll have an updated playoff picture momentarily. But they got the Dan Schani Insurance stream. There you go. 414-732-2542. And Jake has a Coke Zero. I have nothing today. I have no beverage of choice. Austin, your thoughts on the game? Speak. I have to grab something.
All right. They looked terrible, Jake. I can see why you would want them to lose out, but I don't get what that would do good for us going into next season. I don't think that would at all benefit us. At least getting to the playoffs or even missing it by one game might be better for the team than, because we're going to keep a lot of these people.
I just want to get in the playoffs and have them experience that.
Yeah, and if they get
It's
their
not
asses
happening.
waxed, well, okay. So if they miss it by one game, then next year they come in with maybe a little bit more motivation, and then maybe your Joe Barry gets fired. Who knows? But we're not doing that in the middle of the season.
Such a stretch. Here's what I just want to make a quick point about the whole losing thing. Everybody wants
Why?
to
I said
denigrate people. Huh?
I said don't.
Well, no, people don't understand it. They want to denigrate people that are like, why would you say tank? What does it matter? Draft status. It's not even about that. If they lose, we might see changes, and they need changes. And I'm not talking about Joe Barry. They need a new staff. That's where I'm at. I'm on the hill. I will die on this hill. Matt LaFleur is not winning a Super Bowl.
I agree. I've talked about it. LaFleur in the last 4 weeks has been fine, and he's got a shield now. It's Joe Barry.
Well, let me ask you this. Since you think they won't fire him, does that mean that the Packers as an organization have no balls? Because the Bucks fired a guy 2 seasons removed from a championship and a guy that's dealt with major injuries in the playoffs that year. Budenholzer got fired because they held them to a standard. If Green Bay loses out, how do you not fire the guy?
I think part of the firing thing is also, I think Murphy's contract is up at the end of this year, right? Or is it the end of next year?
He's got one more year.
2025.
Okay, so he's got one more year. Okay, so I can see why we wouldn't fire somebody right now, because maybe somebody's going to come in and have an opinion.
Was your water just running the whole time?
Well, it was running for a little bit. Yeah, I'm trying to heat it up. I'm making.
You have fucking
food.
wet bandits?
Yeah, I actually we.
Is that
we
even your
watched a
house?
little
Are
bit
you
of-
robbing? Are you robbing that house right now?
This is my home. I'm not robbing or flooding my own home. No.
That's
know.
mid-wet bandits.
I just think. I mean, Joe Barry's got to go. Whatever. I'm down to give Matt LaFleur another chance because I think he's okay. And Bart, you've come around on Matt LaFleur. Don't play that card, right? Or were you playing that card? I don't know.
I don't
Either
think, while I was very upset about a lot of things that Matt LaFleur did, I don't think the performance of this team leads for Matt LaFleur to be fired. I think the most fireable thing Matt LaFleur is doing right now is not firing Joe Barry.
Agreed. Yeah, I think, he's got to go. I mean, Love played okay. He had some decent passes. Our offense didn't play terrible, I guess. I don't really know what to
Rick
take
says
with-
Love had a 74% completion rate, 2 touchdowns, no picks, and you think he started out like the Giants game? He was near perfect today. Early on, there was a couple throws. I don't think the 2 receivers being in the same place was his fault, but the 4th down into the end zone, he was nowhere close.
Nope.
So I'm just pointing that out. I think Jordan Love's our guy. I think he's our guy. So I'm just pointing out that it didn't start as good as it finished, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, this Bucks team is so beatable. I mean, it's just disappointing. I was really hoping for a win out of today, back in contention, we're in in the wild card spot. The Vikings lost. That's great. And now we're losing the tiebreaker to what?
I'll look at all that.
Atlanta. Yeah, we're down from Atlanta, so who absolutely stinks.
Yeah,
Did they just lose? They just lost to Carolina, didn't they?
Jake R says maybe Salah will get canned so he can work with his buddy LaFleur next year. I would not like that. I don't want Brandon Staley here. I don't want Robert Saleh here. I don't want Bill Belichick here. If anybody's thinking that that's even a possibility,
that'll never happen.
Paul says, I don't care if we lose to Carolina. Just beat Minnesota. I'll be in US Bank on New Year's Eve and don't want to bring in 2024 with cackling Vikings in my ear. I would think, and I know the Packers are a draw, but if they kick the Chiefs off on Monday night, they can certainly kick the Packers off of a Sunday night. I think that game's going to get flexed out. New Year's Eve, the Packers are supposed to play at 7:20. The Dolphins and the Ravens have a noon game. I don't know how that's not the game. I mean, the whole point of flexing is so you can get that kind of game in prime time. Even Bengals and Chiefs would be a better game if CBS needs to protect that game. I'm thinking that we're going to get flexed out of New Year's Eve night, but we'll see what happens.
I hope so.
I hope so too. I don't want that.
All right, I actually got to drop out, guys. My wife and 2 children are about to.
Oh, the people are coming home.
The
house you're robbing.
They went to. Yeah. Oh, yes. I have to dip out the back door.
The man with the shovel's about to hit you over the head.
Oh, hey,
Old man Marley.
In 1958, he took out half the block.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, my wife and children are about to come home, and I don't want them to participate in the Bart Winkler Show. So
why would anyone? Thank you for your service. Give my regards to the family.
Will do. Austin, Jake, Bart. We'll see you guys soon.
Peace out, buddy.
Bye, guys.
See you, Tack.
All right. And that's, some people are bringing up also the Giants. Packers did get to Baker Mayfield a few times, 5 sacks. Baker today, 22 of 28, 381 and 4 touchdowns. I believe it was. He had a perfect passer rating also. I believe it was.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
The second highest yardage total he's ever had, but a perfect passer rating. And then, of course, we lost to the Giants, and the Giants did absolutely nothing. That's why everybody rushed their Tommy DeVito stories and that stupid agent who I'm just not into it. I am just not. They got their asses kicked today. Giants, Tommy DeVito was 20 of 34, sacked 7 times. So we couldn't sack him. The Saints got to him 7
So is that on Joe Barry then, or our players that we couldn't get to DeVito? I mean, got to Baker.
Yeah,
I don't know. Everyone's complaining.
Was we couldn't figure out the read option because they were doing that to death on us. Look, when you have a defense that fucking sits back there, I don't know. We're gonna be talking in circles. This defense is terrible. The defense is bad.
Yeah,
and I think that
agree.
There's players that are good, and they're not being put in the right position, situation, or whatever. I would like, and I know there's a lot of backups, and I know that Jair is, milk carton and all this kind of stuff, but this is the talent on the defense. We've invested so much into it. Like, I don't understand how Goody's not fucking irate. How is he looking at this and being like, why do I keep spending all this capital on these guys if we're going to give up 40 points to the Buccaneers, 34 points to the Buccaneers? Like, this Buccaneers team, I don't even know how they were 6-7. They play like a 4-9 team. I have no idea.
Looked great against us.
Alice Com says Salah, Belichick, or Jim Leonard. I don't think Jim Leonard's coming here. Leonard's got offers. He ain't coming here.
They offered him once.
Ryan, $2 to the Tim Shea Fund. He says stop playing 10 yards off. Oh, God. Amanda is driving home from the game with her husband listening in. First time seeing what I look like, more handsome than I pictured. Oh, husband is a big fan. Husband and wife like me?
You don't want
just gloss over it, Bart. Press on.
New Year's Eve, we're gonna have a soft swing.
What else do we got? Opinionated Lab is with Hot Take Jake 100%. Ben is praying for no tank talk. I shut Jake down.
Hey, if they lose to Carolina, are you going to change your stance on that?
If they lose to Carolina, I'm gonna convert to
If they lose,
being a Cowboys fan full time. Lisa,
Oh, you're
I
already a
don't
Warriors
know
fan.
if I want any of these players or think they're good enough to be in the playoffs. I don't know if I want any of these players or think they're good enough to be in the playoffs. I don't know what that means.
Too many
No.
White Claws today for Lisa.
I think they're good enough to be in the playoffs. Let's talk about some of these players, shall we? The Packers today, again, Jordan Love, 29 to 39. That's a better completion percentage than normal. 2 touchdowns, 111 rating. Not bad. Aaron Jones, some 40 yards on the first drive, and then 10 yards the rest of the way. Again, just baffling how multiple coaching staffs have used this guy now. Kenyon Drake made an appearance and almost fumbled. Dontavian Wicks, big game for him, 6 of 97. A lot of great yards after the catch. Some people throwing around wide receiver 1 his way. Kraft and Reed both got in the end zone. Good games from them. Congrats to Bo Melton for his first career catch. A couple of sacks from Kenny Clark. I mean, we had 5 sacks. We had a strip fumble. I mean, what the fuck? Just a really
and you still gave up. Still gave up 37. Everything about that game fucking sucked. That was rough to watch. Jake, did you ask what happens if they lose to Carolina?
Yeah, you guys going to be on the tank bandwagon?
No, I can't do it.
Oh,
So there's literally nothing?
All right. Let me interrupt. I'm watching the Bears and Browns. Did you guys see the end of this game?
Nah, TV's in the other room.
The Bears did not have enough time to get into field goal range. So Justin Fields threw it into the end zone. It got knocked around and fell into the lap of Darnell Mooney, who is on the floor of the end zone, and it bounces in and off of his chest and is intercepted. So the Bears nearly won on a Hail Mary. Oh, my God. Unbelievable. So the Browns with Joe Flacco win again.
The NFL sucks this year.
All right, here's Lisa. I don't know if I want any of these players or coaches thinking they are good enough for the playoffs. Oh, okay. Experience it to what? The benefits of the fans? I'd rather have them get in. I'd rather have them get in and lose and go through the whole thing than not get in. I would rather have that. Now, it will suck to watch if they get their ass kicked. But
let me ask you this. Hypothetically, okay, there's a couple scenarios here, but these are the 2 we're playing with. They get in by the skin of their teeth and get their faces kicked in. Or they lose out and they get an entire new coaching staff. What's your pick?
Get in the playoffs.
Want to lose out. I don't want to lose out.
Oh, where did he dropped off?
Who, Jake?
Yeah.
I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose to Carolina. I don't want to lose 3 more. I don't want to lose anymore. I don't ever want to lose, except for last year on Christmas. I did.
Yeah, which that was a questionable take on you, but I'm going to let that one slide.
Big Ron!
Hey, man.
What's up, guys?
How are the bets going today? I'm taking a bath on DraftKings.
I played some daily fantasy as well, and I lost, but I did have Tommy Cutlets over 31 yards rushing. He ended up with 36, and I had the back White for Rashad White for Tampa going over 71, and he hit that. So I'm doing all right.
There you go.
I played Taysom Hill in a guillotine league, and he disappeared.
Didn't he throw a touchdown?
Nope.
Oh,
he had 1 carry for 1 yard and 1 catch for 4 yards.
Oh, shouldn't play him.
Well, my team, I don't even know how I'm still alive. Apparently, Matt LaFleur was asked in the press conference. This is from Sean Pat. He said Matt LaFleur said, now is not the time for defensive coordinator change.
Of course he did.
Yeah, they are not firing Joe Barry this week. Now is not the time. Now is not the time. But January 8th will be the time. I wish you would have said that. Like, no, I'm not. We're not firing Joe Barry this week, but he should put his house up for sale. Is what he should do.
They'll get rid of him at the end of the season, but there's nothing good. Nothing will change defensively if you fire him this week. I mean,
Baker Mayfield completed 20 of 24 passes against zone coverage for 361 yards and 3 touchdowns. Mayfield threw a TD pass to all 4 levels of the field for the 3rd time in his career, the most by any quarterback since 2016. Baker Mayfield, wow. Baker Mayfield becomes the first visiting quarterback ever since Lambeau Field was built to have a perfect passer rating. Wow. And I like Mayfield. I'm not like, I don't know. I don't think Mayfield's bad.
He played
but
well.
This year he's been playing not great. He was the number 1 pick. I thought he was QB1 coming out of that draft. I was probably wrong. But he is a starting quarterback. He is a like 19 or 20, 21. Like, you're okay. If you need to start Baker Mayfield for a little bit, yeah, okay. This was him taking what we were giving them. He had a good game. He's a good quarterback. I don't know. Here's Tony in Texas. Austin, Big Ron, Tony in Texas. What a panel.
What's up, Tony?
what's up, Tony?
Hey, Bart, you have inspired me. I am at the gym right now throwing some weight around. I am proud of you, sir. I'm glad you're going to start your 2024 in good style. Joe Barry might not be doing the same, Barty. He is what he is. Jake wants Matt LaFleur fired. This is the difference between the Bucks and the Packers, because I don't think Jake quite understands the NFL. Jake, the Packers have the youngest roster in the league. They're developing a quarterback from the ground up. I was sitting with some Chiefs fan, Bart, watching the game today. They're like, man, we want your receiving cores. They love our receivers, the Chiefs fans. So to say that Matt LaFleur should get fired, no, it's a young team. Joe Barry, yes, he needs to go. Does anyone have any replacements for Joe Barry? I would love to hear it. Mike McCarthy was able to get Dan Quinn, from the scrap heap and get him in there. What will Matt LaFleur do next? Is he going to get his buddy, Robert Saleh? I don't know, but you got to have a guy to replace the guy. So who is that guy? Who are you going to replace Joe Barry with? I want to know. Tell me, panel, tell me. Who are we going to replace Joe Barry with?
I mean, just like
I think
promote the
Saleh's the
guys
top
on staff.
candidate.
I don't care. I mean,
Oh,
somebody's got
Al Harris? How about an Al Harris party? Let's go
we
number
could get
31, Al Harris.
Fuck it, we could get Al Harris. Let him coach. Greg
I'll
Winkler.
take Al Harris.
Hey, look at that! Look at that handsome guy. Look at that guy. Greg Winkler.
How about Jimmy
Oh,
Leonard?
man.
Barty, Jimmy Leonard. Anyone want Jimmy Leonard?
He
doesn't want it.
Greg Winkler says we didn't get to Baker because we pressure with 4 guys. Why do we not pressure the opponent's QB? This is you guys know him as a soccer coach. Greg coached, I believe, the 9th grade Woodworth Wildcats to an undefeated season. I want to say 1993. I don't have the year exactly right, but it was quite the year. Oh, I remember it well.
Oh, I was brick wall for Greg.
Grant wants Jake to remember that it's December 17th. There's no tank bandwagon. So again, Jake, I don't think is coming at that from picks anymore. He's coming at from he wants complete change. I don't like if we lose the next 3 games, Matt LaFleur is not getting fired. I'm very close.
He's
to
not going to
confident
get
in
fired.
that. I don't think
He
there's
will.
any-
He's not going to get
What?
fired. He was the winningest head coach in NFL history for the first 3 years. You're not going to fire the guy. He's developed a quarterback from the ground up. You got to let him develop these receivers. The thing about Matt LaFleur, if you want to have a knock on him, is he only focuses on the offense. He had to bring in Bisaccia, a special teams guru, former head coach. Now he's got to do something with the defense. And I don't know who that would be. I would like a Jim Leonard or an Al Harris, a couple of names. But this
I
panel is
think
not
you got to
providing
stop. Like Jim Leonard's not stop with the. It's not happening.
Well, give me some names, guys. You guys want him gone? Give me some names.
No. This is.
I didn't say he was getting fired this week.
No. We're not. I don't need to know every hotshot defensive coordinator to say Joe Barry should be fired. I don't know who. I'll do research, I guess. I don't know. But this is the Jason Kidd thing. The house is burning. You fire him first, get out of the house, find a new place to live after that. This can't happen any longer. It cannot happen anymore.
Yeah, and McCarthy stuck with Dom Capers throughout the years, but Dom Capers at least had a track history, right? There's no track history of Barry. He's been bad and worse.
You know what does have a track history is Tupelo Honey serving up delicious meals. And check out this VIP menu that you will be given if you go there between now and Christmas Eve. Look at this. You will get one of these. So you put in the reservation notes. Bart Winkler, 20% off at TupeloHoneyCafe.com, downtown Milwaukee. They will then give you, Ron, are you there or are you frozen?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. All right. They will give you your meal, 20% off, and then either a free dessert or free appetizer. The desserts are the heavenly banana pudding, the pecan pie, or the chocolate lovin' spoon cake. The appetizers are the fried pickles, spicy cauliflower bites, crispy Brussels sprouts, or the famous fried green tomatoes. So you can get either the free appetizer or free dessert when you go there between now and Christmas Eve. They have a brunch. So
Of course, when Bart goes there, he orders avocado toast.
I did get the avocado toast. It was still early in the morning. I wanted breakfast. It was very good. And I got what I wanted.
Well, you got to be a Timmy Shea and get the waffle and chicken. Like Bart was probably paying for that, right? Tim probably got the
Brew Pack Abs says he tweeted that he'd rather have Wade Phillips than Joe Barry, and Wade Phillips liked the tweet. Wade Phillips, friend of show, by the way. We had Wade on.
Yeah, isn't he like 80 years old?
Wade Phillips? Wade's not defensive.
I saw those old Oiler uniforms today. Remind me of Bum Phillips.
Yeah.
Didn't they lose? They lost too.
Oh, I didn't see what happened.
They lost on a field goal.
I think they rivaled the Tampa Bay Creamsicles as the best
Big Ron,
throwback.
I know you're Mr. Anti-Chicago, but aren't we tied with the Bears right now for the same record? Are we both 6-8?
No, Bears lost today.
Oh, they
Bears
did?
lost.
They lost to their Brownies. Okay.
Yep.
All right, so here is the playoff picture that many are asking for. The 49ers clinched already. The Cowboys have clinched. They didn't even play today. They are in. My Dallas Cowboys are in the playoffs. Hey, a lot of people were tweeting about me. I tweeted Mike Silver or something that everybody roots for the Niners, and then I don't know. Niners fans in my shit all weekend.
When I think of Bart Winkler, I think of Italians, and I think of the state of Texas.
Hey, everything's a little bigger here, right?
And how did that guy do? Did he get shot? They lost, right?
They got their ass kicked.
Yeah.
Yeah. BMC for life, by the way. That's just for one person. Ben says, I never want to hear Bart say my Dallas Cowboys again. How are my Cowboys doing against the Bills? I'm pumped to watch that game. I'm pumped. All right. The Lions are the NFC North soon-to-be winners. And the Buccaneers right now have the NFC South as the 4 seed. The 5 seeds, the Eagles at 10-3. The Vikings lost hilariously, and they are the 6th seed. And now the Saints, by virtue of the Packers' loss, we have allowed the Saints, who beat the Giants, to be the 7th seed. We've got to keep an eye on the Rams against Washington. The Seahawks Monday night, maybe against Jalen Hurts, maybe not. The Falcons losing to Carolina is funny, but they do have the tiebreaker on us. So we right now are the 11th seed, 1 game ahead of the Giants and the Bears.
Bart,
we have Carolina
like
coming up. Did you see any of that Carolina game? I know it was raining, but there was no one there. And I mean no one there. I mean, like, there was less than 2,000 people in the stand. So if any Packer fans want to hang out on Christmas Eve in Charlotte, there are going to be tickets available. And then we have who we have, the Bears and the Vikings. We can finish 9-8.
Sure.
So
I was saying,
what does 9 and
wild
8
card.
look like for wild card? Would we get there if we're 9 and 8? Who do we all got to keep an eye on to lose then? You said we're 11th.
We need the Saints to start losing. They have the Rams, Buccaneers, and Falcons. Jesus. We're not getting in. Playoff dream's dead. We're out.
All right, we'll still go 9 and 8 though. I don't
Rams have
care
the
what anyone
Saints.
says.
Giants and Niners. Ooh, Ryan, to the Tim Shea fund. I'd take Al Harris. The reason why Jim Leonard didn't take the job was he thought he could get the Wisconsin job. Packers should tank for a higher pick. What? No. Well, he paid $10, so he can say whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
Well, that is a point about Jim Leonard. He was employed at the time he turned on the Packer job, and now he's a consultant, which is basically unemployed. So,
Hey, your boy knows that Jim Leonard's got some job offers. It's some very prestigious job offers, okay?
Do tell.
I've said what I've said. I said what I'm saying.
yeah, I think, but there's a gravity to Wisconsin, to stay in Wisconsin, I think, for Jim Leonard.
If Jim Leonard's gonna get hired as a DC, then you might as well just he's gonna want to be the coach, though.
Well, that could be possible, although probably not.
There's no way that Matt LaFleur is going anywhere when he's still got Jordan Love. They're like married together with all
Austin,
of this.
You're absolutely correct, Austin. You're right. He's developed Jordan Love. He's not going anywhere. You're right.
Yeah. Thanby you, Tony.
So the
It's just a
top
matter of-
defenses, the top defensive coordinators in the league are the Browns, the Ravens, and the Cowboys, believe it or not, by yardage. And by scoring, it's the Ravens and the 49ers.
Everything comes down to right now, when is Joe Barry getting fired? I don't care what LaFleur says. Like, they are going to move on. They absolutely have to. And if they don't, I do think some of the players should be like, we're not playing for this fucking guy no more.
Have they gotten to that point already?
I don't know. The Bucks got mad at their coach when they were 12-5.
Hey, Bart, back to your dad's point about rushing 4 guys only. I don't think they trust the defensive backs. That's why.
It's a good take.
Well, it's also it's a bunch of young guys.
Well,
But then what are you going to do? So then you're just going to let linebackers cover the slot receiver all day?
Well, they're just hoping they fuck up in the red zone, and they didn't fuck up very often in the red zone this game, did they?
No, and we were letting the phrase non-playable characters. We were letting those guys who the fuck scored a touchdown today?
Cleve.
Keith
Yeah.
Some guy
Yeah.
with big hair.
was not a name. And I know I'm Bart Winkler saying this, but Cole Keith is 7 letters put together. It's like the Cole Keith are the 7 letters you get in Scrabble, and you're like, fuck, I can't make any words out of this.
Sounds like the next country star, Cole Keith.
I guess you could make kite. Yeah, whatever. And then David Moore.
Well, and Godwin got 2, right? Did Godwin get 2?
Godwin had 1. No, he didn't even score.
I could have sworn he did. Okay, whatever. Don't listen to me.
Rashad White, Evans scored. Godwin, though, was 10 for $115, and we know Godwin's good, but the last 6 games he had a total of that many catches. I don't know, fucking disaster.
I think Godwin was a 10 for $155. How do you have 155 receiving yards and not score a touchdown? That might be an NFL record.
Ryan says, can LaFleur get a good defensive coordinator? He couldn't last time. He's so close to the hot seat if he's not there already. Maybe we should do that thing where we have we hire a firm to hire a guy for us. Why don't we do this? Why don't we just promote you know how the Packers give out High School Coach of the Week award? Just let that guy run the defense for a week.
Just don't have a defensive coordinator. I don't know. Let them go out there and do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah. Let's just let them play ball.
Yeah, just backyard it. And it was just such a hard 2 weeks of football to watch after.
Let's do a contest.
Hey, Austin, I got to get your opinion on this. What do you think about Jair? Is this guy being a clown? Is he really hurt? What do you think, Austin?
Man. Well, sometimes he is a clown, but I think that's like part of him. I know that my looks at him is that guy doesn't want to tackle. He doesn't want to get physical. He probably is hurt. And it's just, if he wants to try to pick off balls, that's all he goes for. I don't know. I'm good with him being done. He cannot play the rest of the year. We can get rid of him. It's fine with me. He doesn't play anyway. I think he's probably hurt. And speaking of injury, like Aaron Jones, I wonder if that MCL acted up on him in the second half, and that's why he wasn't as involved. Because in the first half, he was pretty involved, and they were looking pretty good with the run. What do you think about that, Tony?
Well, yeah, I'm with you on that. And then, all those years, Bart, we've complained about Aaron Jones not getting enough carries and saving him. Well, they saved him, and he couldn't handle the load. And then Austin and Big Ron, you get Kenyon Drake in there, who looks like like you and I carrying the ball. Holy shit, that was awful, that one run.
Yeah, he got benched for that near fumble.
Yeah.
As well, he should have.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to watch the rest of these games. I'll pop on after the Bucks.
Bucks post game.
All right. Yeah.
Rockets. Hey, I tell you what, this in-season tournament, which I was not a fan of, I think it did kind of awaken the beast with the Bucks, Bart. The Pacers pissed the Bucks off.
Yeah, they're a team now. They're cohesive.
Okay, that's all you got? Okay.
I'll save it for
Talk
later.
about it on the Bucks post-game show. See you
National
guys.
Bart, this is why we have the privilege of being on this show. I look forward to listening to you, Bart, on CBS Radio and your Bucks post-game. I appreciate
No,
you.
wait. Who was the Bucks player who elbowed the Pacers GM in the ribs? Does anyone know?
Bucks player.
I think that was a fake. I think that was
That's
him
Big
giving
Ron.
some BS.
That was the
yeah,
coach at the press conference. He said the GM got elbowed in the ribs.
Yeah, I think that was some BS.
You think so?
Yeah, I think that was
Okay.
just them trying to be
Got
like,
to
well, it wasn't all us.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of
Hey,
how
but I'm
What?
loving Bobby Portis right now, though. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of Bobby Portis right now. He's got the team fired up. And Giannis's kids on the sideline, that got me excited, too. I'm all about the Bucks right now, too.
All right, Q jumped in very late. What awful take do you have?
I'm just surprised everyone's not super excited about the team that won 3 games in a row a month ago.
Q, do you like the Packers?
I love the Packers. I don't understand why people are okay with mediocrity. Like, I just don't get it. So, like,
Q,
the fact that
tell me
we're
three good teams. Q, tell me three good teams in the NFL right now that are Super Bowl favorites.
what are you talking about, Tony?
Yeah, tell me who's good. Who's
The whole league's
49ers?
mediocre. This is never a Super Bowl year.
Yeah, but
Cowboys. I mean, the league is mediocre.
I'm exhausted.
The whole league is
I'm going. I'm watching the end of these games.
no, I mean,
All right.
I-
well,
I'm not doing the same conversation we've had every week.
I'm just
The
saying
whole
it's
league
8 and
is
9.
me-
That's the ceiling and the floor for this team is 8 and 9.
Well, then what's wrong with that?
Well, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. I also don't think we should bring LaFleur back just because we're bringing Jordan Love back. Like, I think there's been plenty of quarterbacks that have a second coach. I've just seen enough of Matt LaFleur, and I don't think
I'm
he's
just
a
living
leader.
in reality, man. I can want what I want. Joe Barry, what's up, Pat? Joe Barry is getting fired at the end of the season, I believe.
So
what
here's
What is this? This is the guys are pissing me off.
here's my
What is
spin on it.
This is state media.
When is
Politburo,
Mark
Bart
Murphy's
Winkler. What do
contract
you want me to do? You want me to come on here and say fire Matt LaFleur today?
When is
LaFleur
Mark
fine.
Murphy's contract done? 2025.
2025.
Right?
I don't. You know what? And I don't give
So
a
we
fuck
have
about that
2
either.
seasons
I want to have
left
these
with him.
conversations without talking about Mark fucking Murphy.
I think he's the president of the organization. That's how it works. So you're telling me that he's his last season with the Packers, he's going to actually have like a lame duck coach in Matt LaFleur.
That's exactly what he's going to do.
How is he a lame
highly
duck
doubt
coach?
it. That's not what his predecessor did.
Mark Murphy would be the lame duck part. I think that's what Q meant.
Yeah, I'm saying he's going to want if we have a losing season this year, if we don't make the playoffs, he's not going to sit on his hands and let the organization that he's been running for the past 2 decades. He wants to be part of the decision making process that puts the team in a good position going forward.
Jake says Bart doesn't like when he's wrong and when he's proven wrong. I don't even know what I'm right or wrong about.
I'm on your side, Bart. These guys are just NBA guys. It's a microwave society. These guys.
I don't know what you are, Tony.
This was a season.
I think you're an attention whore.
This was a season where it's going pretty much like we thought. I mean, there's been some ups and downs and some wins we didn't expect and some losses we didn't expect. But Jordan Love's getting better. The receivers are getting better. The defensive coordinator is bad. Nothing about any of this is that surprising.
It's not new.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's not shocking.
This is what we thought it would be. And we, I don't know, whatever, man. I mean,
I think it's gotten, so these conversations have
what
gotten.
the fuck? Yeah, seriously. Like, it's like every Bucks game, every Bucks game, win or loss. Who can we fire? Who can we trade? Every Packers game, win or loss. Who can we fire? Who can we trade? How about watch a game, talk about what happened in the game, and then move on? Well, why is everything got to be fucking like? Let's have a huge tectonic shift of organization.
I don't think I'm not saying that after every win.
This is mid as hell. Mid. Yes. It's the first year. Like 2008, Rodgers was 6-10. Were we talking about firing McCarthy? Were we talking like this is the same? It's the same shit. It's the first year with a new offense.
You're talking,
and we got to figure out the defense because that's the problem.
They're NBA guys.
There's no patience. Everybody knows what is happening, but nobody like. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's very odd.
I mean, you keep saying you don't know, but then you're not letting me talk. So,
because I don't like what you're saying.
Well, I'm not denying anything you're saying. I'm just saying, in like the cycle of a team, we're better off losing right now than winning because we have
that. But what good does that do?
You got. I'm trying to explain it, but you guys. I'm just gonna go. I'm not calling it.
All right, I won't talk. I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry,
done.
Q.
See you guys.
Sorry, Q.
Look, Packers lost.
Oh, he left.
We're all Q. I didn't let Q speak. He said he's not calling after Bucks either. He's very mad at me.
I don't get what good losing does. What does that bring to your locker room? Oh, it's good for fans, fine. If that's what you want to change.
Austin, would you rather be a Carolina Panther fan right now or a Green Bay Packer fan?
A Green Bay Packer fan all fucking day.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't get what good comes from losing.
These are NBA guys. These Q and Jake are NBA guys trying to talk about football. That's not the way this world works.
Q, if you want to come back in, I will take myself away from the screen.
I'll mute myself.
I will not speak.
Yeah, I won't say
anything. You can have as long as you want, but
just let this foot.
If you're not coming back in, then I'm gonna go.
No, I agree with Austin, man. There's a lot of optimism with the Packers because they have the youngest team in the NFL, and there's a lot of salary cap coming off the cap in the next couple of years.
Ron, you're the stock market guy. Wouldn't you buy stock in the Packers right now, long term?
Yeah, I absolutely would, man. I also buy stock in Penn National Gaming, ticker PENN. Take a look at that one if you want a stock pick.
Oh, with their ESPN deal?
Yeah, the ESPN deal, their market share in December went up from the online market share in November went up from 10% to 27%. So that'll hit their quarterly report next quarter. When they report that, the stock will go way up. So take a look at that one. It's at $25 a share.
We got some insider trading going on here.
No,
I just wrote that down. I just wrote that down.
Public knowledge.
Okay.
That's all Mosaic method, public knowledge, man. Insider trading would be like if I worked at Penn and I was giving you.
I got all the stock I need right here in my Green Bay Packers.
There you go. I'm an owner too, baby, right there.
I got the one piece of stock I need.
How's that Bitcoin? All right.
Huh?
How's that Bitcoin treating you? That crypto?
I got out of that a long time ago. I made $1,000.
Crypto was back up to like 46,000 Bitcoin. It's been
Yeah, I
on a
did see
run.
that. I did see that.
Yeah.
I did see that.
All right.
Yeah, we're
Once
good.
we get to crypto,
We're good.
I'm done, boys. Love you guys.
We kicked Q got Q can't be afraid, Q. Stay around, man. Have your take. I don't get
Good
it.
show, everyone. Well
Hey,
done.
it's a hell of a show, man. Emotions bringing out the best out of Packer Nation.
All right.
Okay,
The
for
Bucks-
the record,
the
we
Bucks
don't
play
want
tonight
people
against the
fired.
Rockets.
Bucks play at 7:00 Jersey time.
Oh, 6 Central? Wow.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna watch the Cowboy game. Have fun tonight, guys.
All right.
Our Cowboys.
Goodbye for now.
Goodbye for now.